stage, and Jackie already. One more to go. Super excited. Now I'm really wetting the gusset. Because I've just been, obviously lots of cuddles and having lots of catch-ups with my beautiful, beautiful friend and next guest that's coming onto the stage. My fellow convention whore, I should say. Hopefully we'll be able to have some discussions about things that you haven't thought about today. In the code of silence, I just want to say that the next guest was probably one of my favourite people to work with on Wentworth. And it began for me from the first time that I met her in the room at the audition, and she owned me. I was completely blown out of the room and out of my the magic of and the ability that that someone can have to walk in and just own the space and own other people in the room, and that kind of magic so effortlessly. There was no doubt that this person should play the role of Ali Novak, and I was just super chuffed that when I walked on set and found out that she had got this role, I was like, yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of fun together. One of the most instinctual and fun and free actors that I have ever worked with. She's an absolute stunner, and I want to take her home every time I see her. Unfortunately, her family won't let me. But before I tell you who it is, because I guess that you are going, who is she talking about? I'm going to roll the video. On the stage, my one and only Jenkinson.
Being here. I know I sound like a broken record because I always say the exact same thing, but this is the coolest job ever. I can't believe that we get to do this. It is so much fun for us, and I'm glad it's fun for you guys as well. Thank you for being here.
Woo! Woo! And then I just watched that video and I nearly cried.
Oh, really, darling?
I suddenly just got all emotional again. I think it's hearing the beep, beep, so, and we've been talking along the last couple of days with all the other guests as well about the kind of, the stuff that stays in your body. Your brain's gone. I go, no, I know that's not real, but I think it's my body just going, oof.
Absolutely. This show has a way of getting into your body, under your skin and into your body and in your bloodstream, and it never really leaves you. And I think because we've been able to repeat this experience so many times by doing these conventions. Yeah, it is, I guess it's like a drug of sorts. And I'm glad, to be a Wentworth addict.
You're all high on the Wentworth, high on the old Wentworth supply. It's so great to see you, as always, because you live in a different place now. Kate and I live on the other sides of the earth, really, it feels like. And you look absolutely stunning, and I know there's been so many things have happened since you've been working on the show. You've had other jobs, and
I made a human being inside of me, and now I'm keeping it alive outside. I can't believe it's still alive, truly.
I know, I'm sure you've spoken about this experience, but how's it going today?
Today I am fantastic. I mean, I will proudly and loudly say that I find motherhood so effing hard. I struggled, and I continue to struggle, but I've come to a really lovely place 2 years after the fact that I'm just super happy, and I'm really loving being a mum, and he's so cool and cute because he starts talking and
So I feel honestly about that, because I'm sure that there are people, caregivers or parents or people who are in charge of young ones, that it can be incredibly challenging, And sometimes there's this kind of like Pollyanna thing of like, we have to all go, oh, it's so great, I've had a child, and whether it's your choice or not, you know, it's like,
And those bloody mummy influencers with their Stanley cups on Instagram, like, no one can have that much fun being a mother. It's too hard, it's so hard. So yeah, like, it is bloody hard, but all is well, and I'm very, very happy where I am. But you know what, it's so nice to have a holiday too, so it's so nice to be here, sans partner and sans baby.
And you get to holiday with all these sexy motherfuckers. I haven't.
Yeah, shockingly, yeah, I still do it, even though it feels like a distant memory. Like, this all feels like a distant memory. Yes, I have. But to be honest, it's like, once you've done a job like this, kind of everything pales in comparison a little bit. Because this was just the most ultimate job that keeps giving and giving and giving. So yes, I have. I've been working on a few different things this year. I did a really funny TV series at the beginning of the year called Roast Night, actually written by Rick Donald, who was the incredible actor who played Sean Brody, the guy that I shot in the head. And he wrote this incredible, sweet little comedy when he asked if I would play his wife in it. And I thought, absolutely, it would be nice to work with you where I don't violently end your life. So let's do it. So I did that, and then I did a really interesting pilot episode of a TV series that may or may not ever come to life down in Melbourne. And what was really interesting about it was that it was shot entirely on a green screen using AI backgrounds. It was extraordinary and kind of terrifying, because it really reminded me that the robots are indeed taking over and I will soon be obsolete as an actor. But it was interesting. And then I did a little bit on the new NCIS that's being shot down.
Oh, you did that?
Yes.
Oh, was it fun?
It was so much fun, and I actually think it's going to be fire. I think it's going to be great.
You know, I've just been talking with some of the people on the lot at Disney, not Fox Studios now, it's called Disney Studios, this is in Sydney, who have been working on that and doing all the post-production, and they were like, oh, it's really good.
Yeah, I think it will be really good, and everyone was divine, so I hope for them that it goes well.
And did you, tell me, can we go back to the green screen one? Is there a name for that one? Are we allowed to talk about that?
It was called Holly or Bust, and I don't know if it will ever, be made. I think that they were selling the concept more than they were actually selling the show itself, because I think it's a really interesting idea for producers. Can we shoot an entire show without the need for a set or a location? Because if the answer is yes, then that really sort of busts the entire stratosphere open in terms of what you can produce as a producer and directors and production companies. And for actors, it's kind of cool because the shoot time would be significantly diminished, so you could potentially work on a lot more projects because you wouldn't have to take up such a long time shooting things.
This is kind of controversial though, right? Because isn't the whole actors strike, the SAG actors strike that's happening right now, for those of you who may not be interested in the industry or have not been watching the news, the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, has been on strike, and part of their negotiation was involving the AI conversation.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Oh, and also, because it was about copyright over faces, and and this is the future. So and also the writers were. That was part of the thing too. Of like, hold on a second, what are going to be the conditions around AI and around people or computers writing scripts? So terrifying. So when you're in front of the green screen, was the director saying, so behind you did you have to place all the stuff?
Yeah, so you actually, I looked behind me and I could see the scene. I could see the background, and it was wild because when they come in and do a close-up of you, the computer does, the person behind the computer does a little and the background modifies, so it's the exact same background but pixelated, because when the camera is on you, it has a scope of depth and everything. It's really kooky bananas, and I've never been a part of something like that before, and it was very interesting.
You're on the cutting edge of the future of screen.
Yeah, I'm a pioneer.
I love that you said Holly or bust, because last night in our costume competition there was a person, a guest here, whose name is Holly, and she came dressed as a vagina. So when you say Holly now, I just automatically think of vagina. Vagina or bust.
Look, I can't lie, I am curious to see this vagina.
Holly's face was the clitoris.
The most important part, one could argue.
Exactly. So I had a little touch of the face.
Was there grooming? Was it a groomed vagina or like a wild 70s porn vagina?
It was groomed, but no, there was a bit of labour happening.
A bit of landscaping.
Is Holly here today?
Yes.
Where are you, Holly? Oh.
Hard work being a vagina. Everyone wants a piece of you. You're overwhelmed, sweaty. Just need to lie down. Mine needs a break.
I'm sorry to hear that vagina's not feeling very well.
I'm not surprised at all that you and I together on stage has resulted in us talking about vaginas. Yeah, you wanted it, we wanted it, we're talking about vaginas. Who's got questions about vaginas?
Yeah, I'm happy to open the floor with questions about vaginas. We can talk about my vagina. I don't want to necessarily assume you want to talk about yours.
Always. It's always my priority to talk. Oh, there's the vagina!
There's the vagina.
Great. Oh, it's a lovely, it's a neat patch situation.
Turn around.
Oh, wow. Oh!
The vagina got to squeeze my
I'm just curious, but...
That's Ponyboy, and Ponyboy is completely obsessed with you. Completely obsessed with you. He wrote you a letter last night and sung you a song.
Only I had known he would have been in town, I would have, I'm in a happy relationship, but sometimes you've got to have a hall pass if you know what
I know Ponyboy personally.
Really?
I can pass that message on. Yeah.
Could you give him a kiss from me?
Okay. If you give me the kiss, I'll pass it on to him. No, Ponyboy actually had a special package. He played this game last night called What's in My Pants? Obviously a big fan of yours, had a packet of hot flaming Doritos in his pack. Cheetos! See, I don't know, I only Ponyboy.
I like to always have a packet of them nearby as well.
I know you do. I always found it funny that you admitted that to everyone, and suddenly it was just like Kate. Every time I see Kate, she's always just stuffing her face full of hot Cheetos.
That one of the many wonderful things about the Wentworth audience is that you guys know how to provide for us, and you always bring me snacks. And I'm so grateful for it. And once you guys got wind of the fact that I loved flaming hot Cheetos, actually any kind of Cheeto, to be honest, any flavour, that's basically what you always bring me, and I am not mad about that. I think I've had a lifetime supply of hot Cheetos thanks to you guys.
Are you going to come back and move into, because Kate's moved to the Gold Coast, are you going to be moving back to Sydney or Melbourne at any time soon so we can spend more time together?
Yeah, look, the short answer is I want to. You know what really needs to happen? One of you guys needs to bring your ballet fan fiction to a production company, and we need to make it, and then we'll shoot it in Sydney, and then we can work together again. Because can you believe that Dan and I haven't worked together since our last shoot on Wentworth, apart from these conventions? Isn't that the most tragic thing you've ever heard?
Yeah. It's because we are so hot on screen together, we just blow up the set.
Yeah. The directors and producers basically said we can't have two exceptionally talented, like such talent on one screen, it will implode. So it's either you or me. Like we can't ever be on screen together because you guys saw what happened. Electrifying.
I love it that there's still so much love for
ballet.
For our ballet.
You know what's really interesting? And I don't know whether you guys wouldn't know this, but when we were shooting season 4, we obviously, our storyline, the ballet storyline, was important to us. But both of us never ever imagined that it would be so important to you guys, because we were all about, I think we were all about the freak Vera situation. I think we thought that the rise of the freak was going to be absolutely the most interesting and important part of series 4. I mean, obviously we won't talk about what happened at the end of season 4. I'm still not okay about it, but we did not anticipate ballet being what ballet became. And really, it's because of you guys, I think, that it has turned into such a symbol of the show. Like the seahorses, it's just become a whole thing that we really didn't anticipate, and it's lovely. It's
Neither
really
did
lovely.
the producers, apparently. I think it was a big shock for everyone, and a wonderful one.
Yeah.
I you know, my biggest regret about the whole ending of that, and then, you know, obviously the ending of this relationship, not only on screen, and it was heart-rending, but brilliant drama, and that's why you guys keep tuning in, right? Is because of the drama. It's not because everything goes swimmingly well. My greatest loss of you know, being what do you call it? The character being killed off, me leaving, was that the next set I went on to, I was like, because Kate and I had the best time on the show together. Sorry, I'm stealing your panel, but I just...
I think this is what people want. I think they want ballet reunited.
We were... Kate was the other person I was extremely naughty with. Celia and I had our own trouble, our characters, but Kate and I were like naughty little boys, and you've probably heard this before, but taking all those magazines and like drawing penises on everyone and everything. And so you'd see, you know, all the other actors arriving on set and using them as props, and there'd be cocks drawn on everything. And the next set I went on to, I was like, oh hey, look at this, and they're all like, that's what
really
she does.
We're going to get HR down.
No one's ever going to do that with me again. I need to work with you again.
No, if only, because there are magazines out there that have not had penises drawn on them, and that is a shame. It speaks to our maturity level, doesn't it?
To like an exhibition of like just us drawing cocks on things and putting frames and
like
stuff.
you know how there's sorry if this word is triggering for people, but you know how there's that cunt wall at the museum in Tasmania? Mona.
Yeah.
There's a museum in Tasmania, gorgeous museum, and there's a cunt wall, and it's just cunts. And it's is it like, what are they made out of?
I think it's like plaster of Paris.
So we could do a cock exhibition, paper cock exhibition to put up next to it.
So actually, we could do like we've just drawn cocks. Not actually like we don't have to go and get where's this going? Where's this going?
On a scale of 1 to absolutely never, did you guys think that this is what we would be talking about when we got on stage, or are you not surprised at all? Honestly, I don't even think it's that. Well, I mean, I do, but I think I'm just such a lame dog that I say and do things that I think are funny, and just hoping that maybe someone else finds it slightly amusing. And I found an extra pea in a pod with Dan, but like similarly, I don't think I could draw a cock on many other magazines on any other sets. It was just you and just the Wentworth set, and I think they just let us get away with it because they're like, oh, they're too far gone. We can't bring them back.
we definitely brought out the best of each other. I would say
so. I think so.
But you've done a lot of improv before, and you know that was the one thing that I noticed about working on set with you is that, you know, not only were we able to kind of riff and find that levity outside of, you know, the dramatic stuff, but also there's in your performance as well. I felt that, you know, you sort of lend that and bring that in. Like you brought it into the room and the audition as well. You know, like you work like that, and it's so wonderful.
Yeah, I think that I had a huge advantage when I auditioned for Wentworth because I'd seen it, and it's so rare that you get to audition for a show that you've seen and that you're a fan of and that you really understand. Like, I was a fan of the show and I was a fan of Dan, just like everybody I thought did such astonishing work, but like this central character of B. Smith, like you just killed it. And I was such a fan walking into that audition, but because I knew who this woman was, and I knew the kind of woman that I believed she would fall in love with, if she was going to fall in love with a woman. And for me, that was always the key to Ali. And so I felt like whatever it was that we had, it had to be spontaneous, it had to be unexpected, and it had to be organic, because I don't think anyone, even B. Smith, would have predicted that she would have fallen in love with, you know, a very, very broken and troubled young lady. So it was an interesting place to come at an audition from, having all of this knowledge behind you. It was great, and I'm so glad that it worked out because, here we are, 10 years later or something.
Yeah, I also want to say thank you so much. I'm just reflecting on that time now. I know you're talking about that. Thank you so much for not only through Ellie being so present and and embracing that character and all the situations, but Kate being such a generous actor and in that space, because it certainly allowed me to really fall in love with you as a human being, and also the character that allowed us to really play and have that space together.
Yeah, likewise. And it's our job. We're actors, right? And it's our job to fake things that aren't real, because none of Wentworth is real. But unfortunately, sometimes
It's not. I thought the story sounds
you're
real.
alive. You're alive, honey.
I thought the stuff in the story was real.
Oh, no, that definitely was. I'll remind you of it later tonight. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to get on set and you have to fake it in an intimate way with people that you don't necessarily love or trust. And that's a hard slog. But it was magic, I think. There was something magic because I did trust you so much and you were so free, and we really had each other. And we really liked each other off screen, and it was so easy to convert that onto screen. And it showed, I think.
Yeah, I think there's an ease with when you have that behind the scenes. When you get into the scenes, it doesn't seem so much like work. There's an effortless flow, and then it just kind of then you've got more space to be able to let things grow from that as well.
Absolutely. So just as a comparison, I once did a show where I was about to do a kissing scene with this lovely guy, lovely guy, and we're on set getting makeup done and everything, and they're about to call action, and he just goes, I just really love my girlfriend. Action. And I was like, oh, this poor guy, he just really loves his girlfriend. And he was basically saying, I don't want to kiss you because I really love my girlfriend. And so then I had to do this kissing scene with him for like half an hour. That wasn't awkward. But in stark comparison, Dan, before one scene, said, I'm just going to be fully nude. Are you okay with that? Remember the scene in the showers? And they gave us those modesty patches. I don't know if you guys, there's a little bit of insider training. When you have to do a nude scene, they give you this little patch. It's super sexy. It's basically like a G-string, but with the back, with the side bits cut off. So you stick it literally to your mamacita, and that's it. But then,
You look like Barbie.
Yeah, that's
because there's no genitalia, but there's kind of flesh-coloured skin. So Barbie's got no genitalia.
But they're awful, and you kind of got to walk a bit funny because you're worried that they're going to fall off. And so Dan's just like, I'm just going to be nude. I'm just going to be nude. I'm like, thank God, I'm going to be nude too. And so we both ripped the merkins off, and just totally starkers. And the crew, bless them, they were just like, here we go again.
But that's what I'm talking about, like when you do work with people that just kind of, there's sort of an abandonment to the work. You just sort of go in and then it allows you to feel that kind of freedom too. And I certainly felt like that with you. Actually, like I said before, from the audition as well, straight away. Most people here probably heard the story about the audition, so I won't go into that again. But I do want to ask you, what is the most awkward thing that you've ever had to do for your job? Is there anything that stands out or something that you remember? It doesn't have to be on Wentworth.
Gosh, look, the answer is many things that I've thought were just redonkulous. But the one that stands out, and it was actually for an audition, and it was for an audition for the movie version of Macbeth. Remember, years and years ago? And it was one of my first ever auditions out of drama school, and I was auditioning to play one of the witches. And so, me being my, dedicated, good drama school, graduate, I was like, I'm going to nail this. I know Shakespeare. I can do Shakespeare. So I learned my lines. I was very prepared. I dressed up like a witch. I got on the bus to my audition looking like a goth. And I got into the audition room and they're like, okay, so the witch is actually fucking Macbeth in this scene. And I was like, okay, damn it. Of course. I mean, that makes sense. That's a good choice. And they're like, okay, so could you just fuck Macbeth? And I was like, okay, where's Macbeth? And they're like, it's the chair. And I was like, bubble, toilet trouble. And honestly, that was one of, I mean, thank fuck that happened early on in my career, because I think now I'm just so bitter and old and twisted, I'll be like, no, he can wank himself up. I'm not like, he doesn't need me. Yeah, that was one moment where I just thought, what have I done? I've spent the last 4 years studying to be an actor, and I'm humping a chair in a room while people film it. Like, my mum would not approve of this.
And it's on video somewhere in the world. I always wonder about that. Do you like, you know, I've done some pretty kind of, you know, nefarious things and auditions too, and I go, where have those tapes gone?
Hopefully to hell.
I want that one to come out. You know, they've got actors that, you know, you can watch their audition scenes, you know, from Game of Thrones. Like, I want to see that one. Kate Jenkinson's one from Macbeth.
You know, it's funny, because now we live in the day of self-tapes. I actually sometimes I think about that when I'm doing a self-tape. I'm like, what if I get this and what if it ends up on one of those YouTube reels? And so I always make sure I look really hot, just in case.
You're supposed to be playing a homeless person, but you're like,
oh, slay. Love to. I would really, really love to, but no one wants to hire me.
I will. You can be in my little show. It's just a private one at home. We can play all the characters together.
I'm in.
We could do a Macbeth scene for me. I'll be Macbeth. I would like to see you on stage.
I absolutely love it. And you know, when I started as an actor, training as an actor, it was all stage. I trained in a theatre company, I suppose. And when I graduated, I thought that I would be lucky if maybe I got to act on stage one day. I never imagined that I would have a career in television, and I never imagined that career would lead me to a room in New Jersey, talking to a whole bunch of lovely people who wanted to see me.
You've been here for a few days, and where have you been staying?
Hoboken, New Jersey. It's my new favourite city in the entire world. I love it. I love it so much. It's like, if Manhattan is at a 10, Hoboken's at like a pleasant 2.5, and it's just stunning, gorgeous, fresh air. Like,
Anyone from Hoboken here?
I just love Jersey in general. It's just, it's chiller than Manhattan. It's great. I love it. I love it.
Have you got a good New Jersey, great accent? Have you got a New Jersey accent in there?
I am, okay, well, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So I'll do Teresa, who was my Airbnb host. And I can't believe that this woman was real. Because she's like, hey, welcome to Jersey. Your first time in Jersey? Great, okay, welcome back. Here's my house. You want to hear a little bit of something about this house? My dad built it. My dad built it with his own 2 hands. You're going to be living in the basement, but don't let that fool you. It's a great place. You got the water there. Go. Have you been? You like Frank Sinatra? You like Sinatra? Go to Frank Sinatra Park. Go and see the view. Best view you ever seen. Now, do you like mozzarella? I'll tell you where you get the best mozzarella you ever eaten. It's Viva Bianco's. It's down on Washington. It'll blow your mind. Go to sleep.
I've got ideas. So I think, and no one's allowed to steal this idea, they need to do one for bisexuals.
Totally, why have that? Can you imagine the bitching that would happen?
I would just go any free-for-all.
Because all the women would be like wanting to move in with each other after like their first date, getting the U-Hauls, like all the U-Hauls are booked out. Imagine how good it would be.
That's good. Anyway, if you haven't seen Love is Blind, if you want a really good show that investigates how horrible human beings can be, watch that show. Hey, we're going to go to questions now. I'm like just a radio host then. We're going to go to our callers, thanks. So if you've got any questions for Kate, please make your way to the microphones. And I'm sure that she will answer.
I can't wait. I love getting asked your questions. They better make it good. No pressure.
No pressure. Should we start over here? Hi, honey.
Hello.
Hi. when Allie went into the wheelchair, like, did you have any problems pushing the wheelchair or just having to get used to it?
Yeah, I did. It took an adjustment period for sure, and I think I was lucky because Ali, the character, was adjusting to a new life in a wheelchair. It kind of made sense, and it was fortunate for me that Kate, the actor, was also getting used to, using that chair, because it always terrifies me as an actor to have to do something with aplomb that you're not very good at. Like, I've played doctor, I'm sure you have as well. Like, I've played doctors before where I have to draw up medication and talk about, mils of slamine and 20 mebs of machnugana, and I'm terrified of having to do something that I'm supposed to be really good at, because the truth is I'm not really good at anything. I think that's why I became an actor. It's just pretend. Fortunately, I didn't have to look like I was good at that, because Ali wasn't. It was a whole new world for her. And it was really tough. It was jarring, because it's something that unfortunately people have to deal with in their lives, and to go from being an able-bodied person to not being that, it is a huge physical and psychological transition. And so it was a very interesting acting challenge for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I got used to my wheelchair when I was 11, because I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, so I can't walk that far distances, so I had to get used to pushing in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And is it motorized at all, or do you have to use your own hands?
No, I push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do get good guns.
Yeah.
I got pretty good guns by hand, but thank you so much. Thank you for your question.
I'm so glad.
How hard was it to not actually feel real intense in love feelings?
She did! Did, right?
I did. I bloody love Dad. And I've got eyes and I'm conscious. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I think what made it, easy but hard to, not devastatingly fall in love with her, is that she was so open. And you have to be. It just makes it so much easier. It's the hardest and most awkward thing in the world, when you have to be vulnerable and intimate with someone who's really in love with their girlfriend. I'm happy for him, but fuck. But yeah, Dan is she opens with every single role that she takes on. She just splits herself open and gives 110%. And it's such a relief as an actor to be able to, enter that zone, because it's so safe. And yeah, we did fall a little bit in love with each other. But in the best possible way, in the way where we were able to create a wonderful story on television that will be available forever for people to enjoy. And we've remained friends. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we haven't had sex, in case you're wondering. I know you have.
She's such a good actress.
I've talked about it, but I'm not going to do
Actress equals good liar. No, we haven't, but I have in my head.
That won some international thing. I'll let you know, that should be on your to-do list.
I've got to admit, when you took to the microphone, I did not expect you to say that. Thank you for the information. I do appreciate it.
My question is, did you get the job after you fucked the chair?
Nancy, you are full of surprises.
Well, shockingly, my chair fucking skills were not as good as I thought they were. Yeah, they lived to fuck another chair. Hello.
Hi, I'm Deb.
Hey, Deb.
Last night, after the Halloween party, we were going up to the elevators, and I'm walking along, and all of a sudden this thing slides to my foot, and I'm like, what's this? And it was like something out of the scene from Wentworth, a shiv. It's fake, it's rubber. But somebody lost their shiv. And
Maybe it fell out of the vagina. shiv. I've been there. Are you serious? Is that someone's shiv?
So is this a public service announcement? Has anyone lost their shiv?
Attention compound, we have located someone's banked shiv. Please collect from H1 at your leisure.
Shiv owner to reception, please. The shiv owner to reception.
You know it would be Juicy Lucy's, right? Like, she would have hidden so many things up her badge.
Thank you for that. So if anyone has their shiv, they don't lost their shiv, they know where they can find it. It's so good. Oh look, can I? Are we? That's all. You know, like.
You know, something I always get asked to do is I ask to do like a southern accent, and I do kind of struggle with it a little bit because, you know, I don't want to offend anyone, but I do love myself an accent. Like, I don't know, where would you say this is from? Like Tennessee, maybe? Get myself some fried chicken. I hear you got hot fried chicken. I hear Nashville's pretty nice. Say February. Would you like that? Would you like to come to Nashville for a little Wentworth? Only if you come, honey.
I'll come wherever. No, we are. So we will see you in Nashville next year.